Hey everyone, Aida Jacobs here. In anticipation for my birthday next week, I'm wearing my Hufflepuff hat, which actually was a birthday present, and I accidentally opened it before my actual birthday. So anyway, I'm here today doing a writing tag for entitled Meet My Main Character. And while I wasn't directly tagged in this specifically, I got it from Living Within Fiction's channel, so be sure to subscribe to her. She's got a lot of really cool stuff. Anyway, let's get down to it. For those of you who haven't read my Primordian Chronicles, my main character is Marin Draconia, so I'll be answering all these questions about her. Alright, let's see. Which character from a popular book or series would make a good best friend for your main character? Dritz Do'Urden. And that's because if they were in the same world, the two of them would inevitably gravitate towards one another and become thick as thieves. Because in spite of all the obstacles that get thrown into their path on a regular basis, the both of them still strive to do the right thing and help others, even though it would be infinitely easier if they didn't. Not to mention, they would just generally bond over their own individual hatred of Dark Elven society. So, yeah. They'd be besties. BFFs. Which character from a popular book or series would give your main character an interesting fight? Again, this question took me a while to come up with an answer, and yes, I answered them ahead of time in an attempt to keep myself from rambling. Hopefully I'll do better this time. Anyway, while they would have no actual reason to fight, I would love to see Marin face off against Galadriel from Lord of the Rings. I mean, Tolkien himself was unsure as to just how powerful his own character was, or just what her powers were capable of doing. He just knew that Galadriel was exceptionally powerful. I think it would be interesting to see who was the most powerful of the two, Marin or Galadriel. You know, kind of like when Superman raced the Flash. Who's the fastest? Let's see. Question number 3. Which character from a popular book or series would make a good romantic interest for your main character? Honestly, I have difficulty imagining Marin with anyone else aside from Taliesin, who's a character from my series. So I'm going to just go ahead and say that nobody would fit the bill if Marin was alone in another world without any of her friends or companions. The girl would just be going it slowly. Blah. She'd be going it solo. Like the proverbial cheese, she'll stand alone. Which story from a popular book or series would your main character be completely out of place in? The Devil Wears Prada. Firstly, the concept of keeping up with the latest fashion trends would be completely lost on Marin. Those of you who've read my series, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't yet read any of my Primordian Chronicles, let me just paint a picture for you. Marin favors practical, comfortable clothing. She hates wearing dresses. In fact, she makes it a point later on in the series to never wear a dress ever again. She always wears trousers. For fancy occasions, she wears fancy trousers, fancy pants. But yeah, she hates elaborate hairstyles. She doesn't understand the concept of primping to do yourself up in a girly way. So yeah, that would be the first reason why she would be out of place in that environment. And secondly, her first instinct when being faced with this horrible person as Miranda Priestley would result in Marin's essentially setting her ablaze with a snap of her fingers. See, Marin isn't one to bow down to tyrants of any sort. Tyrants or bullies. She has no problem putting them in their place, either verbally or physically. So yeah, the first time Marin would witness Miranda bullying, belittling, or demeaning someone in that oh-so-special way of hers, there would promptly be a pile of ashes where Miranda once was, and the story would be over. So, yeah. Better not put Marin in there. Oh, I actually skipped a question. Oopsie. Okay, the question before that, which I was supposed to answer. Which story from a popular book or series would your main character feel most comfortable being thrown into? I guess that works out. The Hobbit, or any book from Lord of the Rings, for that matter. She's a half-elf. A lot of her closest friends are elves or half-breeds, dragons. So, yeah, she'd be very comfortable in the Tolkien verse or even the Forgotten Realms verse. So, yeah, either of those two, she'd just be happy as a clam. I'm assuming. Your main character is being sorted into a Hogwarts house. Which one do they get? Marin is definitely not a Hufflepuff. No. She's a Gryffindor. She charges first, shoots first, and asks questions never. It falls to the Ravenclaws and the Hufflepuffs in her group of friends to keep her tethered and make her realize that perhaps charging off half-cocked would not be the best idea. Does not necessarily mean that they always stop it from happening, however. There's one particular scene in Book 1, Dragon Guardian Fire, that just screams of that particular interaction. Not too much of a spoiler, but they're riding into battle on the back of a dragon. Marin sees that the people fighting below against this horde of undead, they need help. So instead of waiting for the dragon to land, like a normal person, she instead jumps from the dragon's back from I don't know how many feet in the air, but it was a ways up. And she proceeds to crash land by way of the branches of a tree until she finally reaches the ground. And Noctum, her familiar, because he can communicate with her telepathically, he actually calls her out on how it wasn't the best decision that she made. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Hang on. That's not it. No. Oh, okay. Ignoring the cries of her companions, the half-elf braced herself as she fell through the many branches of a particularly tall tree before finally grabbing a hold of one that was strong enough to support the force behind her rapid descent. Just what were you thinking? Marin looked up to see Noctum glaring down at her from the branch from which she dangled. I wasn't, she admitted. That much is evident. So, yeah, Marin has a lot of those moments. So, it falls to the Gryffindors and the Hufflepuffs to keep her from having too many of them. And last question. If you could meet your main character in real life, what would you say? We all have our kitchen mishaps. Little backstory on that. Marin cannot cook. She's the kind of person who can burn water. Anytime she attempts to cook, it usually results in a fire. So, yeah, we've all had our kitchen mishaps. Anyway, and that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to my channel below and check out all my links. Also be sure to check out Living Within Fiction's link. And I will see you all later. Primordia forever!